Welcome to SAP 2000, a comprehensive, yet easy to use, state-of-the-art finite element analysis and design package. In this tutorial, we will create a simple industrial building framed with steel wide flange trusses supported by tube columns with a concrete roof. Before we get started with modeling, let's take a quick look at the SAP 2000 interface. All of the options are available through the top menu bar. Toolbars offer buttons that provide access to commonly used commands, including snaps, zooms, and views. An icon next to a menu command indicates that this item is also available as a one-click button. Typically, one defines materials and section properties, draws the physical objects, selects the objects, and assigns properties and loads to the objects. The model is then analyzed, followed by design if so desired. We start the process by clicking on File, New Model. Make sure that the default units are set to pound-feet. These are our default units, but any other units may be used while creating the model. SAP 2000 offers a wide range of parametric-based templates to help create your models, including 2D and 3D frames that could be used for our building. However, we will start by using only a grid definition. A thoughtfully planned grid system can result in enormous time savings, so spend some time at the start to make sure your grid captures the main geometrical features of your structure. Clicking on the grid button, we can now input the number of grid lines, followed by the spacing values. Note that by explicitly specifying the units, we can enter these values in units other than the defaults, and the program automatically handles the conversion. The grids appear in two view windows, an XY plan on the left and a 3D view on the right. The number of windows may be changed by using the controls in the top right corner. Next, we will adjust the height of one of the Z grids. Click the Define Coordinate Systems Grids command, and then the Modify Show System button. In the Z grid data area, enter 24 for the ordinate of the Z3 grid, and then click OK. We have shortened the upper grid spacing. Next, we will define the material properties to be used in the model. Click the Define Materials command. And note that two materials are predefined, one for concrete and one for steel. These are appropriate for the concrete roof deck and the wide flange sections, respectively. We will add a third material property for the steel tube columns. Click the Add New Material Quick button and select steel from the material type drop-down list, and then ASTM A500 Grade B from the specification list. This is all we need to do to define a material when selecting from the predefined standards. Next, we will define the frame section needed for the column objects by clicking on the Define Frame Sections command, and then clicking on the Import New Property button. Verify that steel is showing in the property type list, and then click on the
确定
Tube
是
button.
刚够，然后按 Tube，
Next, we will select and open the section
然后
database
选择 Database，
and select A500 Grade B46 from the material list.
材料是这个，刚才设
Clicking
定
on the
的，
plus button allows editing of the material
你
or
可以还
additional
再加
materials
其
to
他
be
的
added.
材料。
Scroll down the list until you locate the HSS 8x8x38 section.
设定不是选择一个尺寸，这是那个尺寸。
Leaving the frame properties form open, we will next define the wide flange section
然
properties
后
needed
设
for the
定
trusses.
I 型量，
Click the Import New Property button,
然后输入
and this time select the I
I
wide
型
flange
量，
button. Verify that the A992FY50
材料
material
性
is
质是
showing,
这个，
and scroll down the list until you find the W8x10. Continue to scroll until you reach the W8x67 section, and select the entire group by holding down the Shift
Hold
key
Shift
and the
key
left mouse button
选择全部
simultaneously.
的 W8。
Now that these wide flange sections are available to the
现
program,
在全部
we are
都
going
选
to
进
assign
来，
them to an auto-select
要把它
sections
放
list.
在一个自
This
动
list
选
will
择
tell the
的
program to choose from these
名单里，
sections when analyzing and
自
designing
动
the
选择
trusses.
名单，
Name the list truss
选一个名字叫 Truss，
and select all of the wide flanges.
选择 W8的所有断面尺寸。
The program will use the median section as the starting section in the initial
它会选
analysis.
择中间的
We can
那
now
个尺
assign the
寸
truss list
来
just
先
like we
做。
would an individual section. Make sure that the left view or XY plan view is active. You can make a view
按左
active by
边
clicking anywhere in the window, and you can verify that it is active if the display tab is
左
highlighted.
边或右边都可以按。
Next, click the View menu, set 2D
看
View
2D
command.
View，
Select the YZ plane option
选择 YZ Plane，
with X equal to 0, and click
X
OK.
是0，
This changes the view to
所
a
以这样就
YZ
变成
elevation.
YZ Plane。
Next, make sure that the Snap to Points option is on,
是选择焦点，
and click on the Draw Frame icon.
建立
We are going to draw the
梁
column objects
梁柱。
and want the program to assign the HSS 8x8x38
现在尺寸是
sections
这个，
to the objects. Start by clicking at
开始
the origin,
按
and then click again at the top of the grid
再
to give
按
a
一
column
次，
24 feet tall. Note that the position of the cursor is given in the lower right-hand corner.
点的坐标在右边右下角，
A right click will stop the
按
drawing
右
action,
键，
but leave you in the draw mode.
按右老鼠键就可以停
We will
掉，
repeat the process on the other side to draw another column.
再加一个柱，
Right click
右
and return to the
右按
Properties of
按右
Object Form
mouse 就
and
停，
select Truss from the Section
再
drop-down
按
list.
Truss，
This will assign the Truss Auto-Select list to the truss members we will now draw. We will start by drawing the bottom
开
chord.
始
Note that this chord is drawn as a single physical member.
一条线，
Repeat the process to draw the top chord,
上面
which will also be
再一
36
条
feet long.
按右
Next,
mouse，
we will draw the diagonals.
斜撑，可以连续的按就可以做连续的
After drawing one half, click
truss，
the right mouse button
按右键停掉，
and continue by drawing the other half.
再去做另外一边，
Click the Set Select Mode button
按
to leave the draw
指
mode.
标也可以停掉。
Next, we will assign pinned releases to the internal truss members.
里面的
Select
结
all of the
称
internal
要矫
diagonal
结
and vertical members by holding down the mouse button and dragging the cursor across the
按
objects
左
right
键
to left. As a
右
general
到
note, when in the selection mode, if you
左
window from
右
right
到
to
左
left, everything
全
touched
部
by
都
the
会
window
选
will
择
be
到。
selected. However, if you window
如
from
果
left
你
to
用
right,
左到
only
右，
items completely within the window will be selected.
只有全部在那个 window 里面才会被选
Click
择。
the Assign Frame Releases command,
再用边界条件改变，
and check the Start and End boxes for the Moment
选择
33
moment
component.
不要，33 moment 不要，然后就变矫
Click the
结，
Assign Clear
设定
Display of Assigns command to remove the pinned
把那个绿色
identifiers.
消掉，
Next, select the top chord by clicking
选
on
择
it
上方
and go to the Edit,
按
Edit
编
Lines,
辑
Divide
编
Frames
辑
command
线，
to divide the
把
single
它分
object
割
into 2 frames.
分割两条，
This will allow us to later alter the slope of the top chord. In this step, we will define the supports for the columns. We click on the 2 joints that define the
支
bottom of the
撑
columns,
边界条件
and then go to the Assign Joint Restraints
节
command.
点的
We
数
are going
值
to pin the column supports.
变矫结。
Next, we will replicate the truss frame just drawn at other locations
现
in
在要
our
把
model.
这
Click
些东
the
西
Select All button
copy
to
到
select
另外一
all
边，
objects in the model.
就选择全部，
Click the Edit Replicate command
编辑、复制
and enter 12 into the DX edit box
，X 方向移动12，
and 3 into the Number edit box
三
to
个复
replicate
制
the
3
frame
个，
at 3 locations at
所以
12
每
feet
间距
on center.
12 inch。
We will next
12
change our
feet
view
就会有
to
一
an
个
XZ planar view so that we can draw
再看
longitudinal
2D
beam members.
XZ 方向，
We go to the Draw Frame command
要画线，
and select the W8 by 31 section from the section list.
用这个 I 型
Our
梁
first member will be drawn along the top of the frame.
从上面画一个，
We will add another frame object at the next grid level down.
再画一条，
Leave the draw mode by clicking on the Set Select Mode
指
button
标把它弄断
and，select the 2 objects just drawn by clicking on them,
按两
remembering that they were
线，
drawn as single objects.
因为它只有一条，
This
可
next
是它
step
要
will
把它
tell the
分成
program
3个，
to internally
成
mesh
3个
these members
所以
so
再
that they
选
will be
择
connected to all of the elements that frame into them.
自动的分割，所以在所有的节点它就会分割，而且所有跟其他的 frame 或 area 焦
Next,
点
we
也会
will
分割，
replicate the beams just drawn at the other side of the building. Select the beams
所以再选择这些梁，
and go to the Edit Replicate command
再来复制，
and set dx equal to 0,
y
dy
方
equal
向
to
移动
36,
36
and
尺，
number equal to 1.
再复制一个就好。
Next, we will add the concrete roof deck into the model. Change the
要
left
用
window to an XY plan
XY plane
at z equal to 24.
Z 是24，
And define the concrete deck by going to the Define
concrete deck
Area Sections command.
混凝土的板，
We will create a new
一
section
个新的
called Roof
叫做屋顶，
which will use the default 4,000 psi
用
concrete
强度4000 psi，
with a thickness set to 5 inches. Notice
的厚
that by
度，
explicitly inputting the
两个
units,
都是5英尺，
the program can automatically convert these to the base
所以
units
是
of feet.
0.416尺。
Next,
下
draw
一
one of the
步
deck panels by using the
画
Draw Poly Area command.
画多边形的，
Make sure that the property is
面积。
set to roof,
现在是要画 roof，
and then click on the 4 corner points,
按4个 roof 的边界，4个点，
followed by the Enter key
按 Enter 就会停。
to define the first roof
所
panel.
以这是第一个
Leave
roof，
the Draw mode
离开
and click
画
the
的，
Set Display Options button.
然后再选择
Check the Fill Objects box
选择填满
and the Apply to All Windows box.
所有的 window 都选择填满 area， 所以就会填满那个颜
To
色。
make the model easier to see, we will turn off the grids in the 3D view.
所以他把那个格线弄掉，比较好看。
Next, we will mesh the roof panel to ensure connectivity with the supporting frame members. Right-click anywhere on the roof
按
deck
右键，要确定它的连
to
接。
display the Area Information form. Object assignments and loads may be edited directly from this form.
可以直接在这里
Double-click in the Automatic Area
Okay.
Mesh Edit box,
直接的那个分割
and then
mesh 分
select
割
the， Mesh Area based on Points on Area
面积
Edges
分割
option,
用它的边界还有
and check the intersections
point
of
来
straight
分
line
割，
objects
只要
and
有
the point
直
objects
线或者是
checkbox.
点，都可以来分割它。
Next, we will replicate the roof panel to fill the entire roof area. Select the
然后
roof panel by left-clicking on it, and
选
note
择
that the
右
selection
键
is
选
shown
择
in the lower left-hand corner.
左键
And then
left
go to the Edit, Replicate command.
复制
On the Linear tab, type 12
X
into the
方
DX
向
Edit box
12 feet，
and 2 into the Number box.
复制2个。
Now we select all 3 roof
选择
panels
这3个 panel，
and we'll replicate to the other half of the roof.
复制到上面。Y 方向移动18尺，只要复制1个。
Next, we will move the roof objects to create the
它要
roof
做
slope.
斜屋顶，2D 用 XYZ plane 看 grid
We
小
go
料
to，the Select,
选择
Specified Coordinate Range command,
选择坐
and
标
click the Add
范
a
围，
Single Value option under the
用
Y coordinate limits.
一个
With the
值，
operator set to equal, we enter
18
18 into the Value Edit box.
然
In
后
the Z
Y
coordinate
方向是
limits area,
18，Z 方
again
向
select
是
the Add a Single Value option,
24
but。this time type 24 into the Value Edit box.
OK， 所以说只有18跟
This
24 的
command
那
will
几
select
个
all point
点被
objects
选择
that
到。
lie along the ridge line of the roof. We will move these selected points
把这
vertically
些
3
点
feet
移
in
动
the up direction.
Z 方向3尺，正3，所以它就
Note
会
that the
往
roof
上。
panels have moved up appropriately, but that the truss diagonals and
但是
verticals
斜
need
撑
adjustment.
没有改，所以要改斜撑。改变
Returning to the specified
再
coordinate
选
range
择
form,
坐标
we select
范
the
围，
between two values option under the Y
现在是
coordinate limits.
选择
For the
2
first
个范
operator,
围，大
we
于
use
等
the
于或
greater
小于
than or
多
equal
少，
option and set the value to 12.
所以是12。Y 方向是12
For
到
the second, we use the less than or equal operator and set the value to
24
24.
所以 Y 方向12到24会选择到。
For
所
these
以就
selected
这
joints,
8个点会选择
we will
到，
move them up 2 feet.
往上移动2 inch。
For the last
再
truss
来选
points,
择，
we
现
use
在
values
是
of 6,
用 Y 方向6到
and 30.
30的范围 ，Z 方向还是24，
These points will be moved up 1 foot.
所以它会往上，这些点会往上1公尺，所以自己要算一下。
Next, we will modify the stiffness factors of the roof area objects so that they
然后
will not
算
act
紧
as
度，
flanges for the top chords of the trusses. Selecting all the concrete roof panels by selecting their material property,
混凝土，
we
选
go
择
to the
混凝
area
土的这
stiffness
个材料性
modifiers
质，这
command.
6个就会选到，然后改变它的 area 的进度
and enter 0 into the membrane F22 modifier edit box.
F22 的那个
This
membrane
prohibits
的进度
in-plane
0
axial loads.
就会
Loads.
可以让那个在平面的
A check
轴
of the default load
力
patterns
为0，
shows that
载重
we have one pattern,
只
dead
有
load,
净载
with
重，
self-weight included.
自重放
We will
进
now add load patterns for live
净
load
载重、
and wind
活
load.
载重，加入活载重这个载重项目，再加上风力的载重项目，所以它的 type 就是它的类型是 wind， 然后它
Now
名字
we
也
will
是要
assign
wind。
loads. Start by selecting the
好，
panel points
然后
along the
选
bottom
择
chord
选择那个载重，集
and
中
go
载
to the
重，
assign
设
joint
定
loads forces command.
载重，
For the dead load pattern, we will apply joint loads of 20 kips in the down
净
or
载重
minus
再
z
加
direction.
负
These are in
2
addition to the self-weight
万
of the structure.
磅。
Repeat the selection process using the Get Previous Selection button
先前选择的点，按 PS 的话，
and replicate the load at the other
然后
trusses.
然后再复制 loading 到其他的那个 frame 3个，所以全部都复
Next,
制到
we will
其他
apply a live
其
load
他
to the
的
roof panels.
frame。
Select the roof area
选
objects
择
by section property
一样好，选择 area roof， 这样就选择所有的 roof。
and go to the Assign Area
Assign
Loads
area
Uniform
load
command.
载重，它是均部载重，
Here, we will input a uniform
加入
live load of
活
30
载
pounds per
重
square foot in the gravity projected direction.
30，在自重的
Next, we will apply wind
project
loads. Different loads will be applied in the windward and leeward sides of the roof.
风力
We will
会
start
放
with the
迎
windward
风面
load
和背风面，
and select the roof area objects using the specified coordinate range command. We uncheck
加
all the options
现在
except
把
for area.
其他地方都消掉，然后只剩下 area， 然后再去选2个 y 在0到18之间 ，z 方向没有固定，这样子就选择
The load
右
will be
边
applied
3
as a
个
surface
area，
pressure
这是迎风面，给它表面压力，
of 15 pounds per square foot to the top face.
风力给它15磅，每尺15磅的风力。OK，
Now we will select the area objects on
再
the other
选
side of the
择
roof.
另外一边的 roof。所以是18到36。
And assign a surface pressure
载重
of minus
表
6
面
pounds per square foot. This results in an outward pressure on the
现在是
leeward side.
负6，所以说背风面是负6的压力，其实就是张力。
Next, we will select a design code and
选
set
择
up
设
load
定
combinations.
设计钢构，
We
第
will
一个是
use
钢
the
构，
AISC 360-05 design
设
code
计的
for
规
our
范
steel members.
AISC 规范，
For the
设
combinations,
定载
we will
重
let the program automatically generate
重
our
组
combos
合
based on the selected AISC
加入
code.
设定的载重组合，内定钢构
Clicking
的
the
载
Set
重
Load
组合。
Combination Data button, we
按
will
下
uncheck
去
the deflection checkbox. For
不
this
要
model, we are concerned
要
only with strength limit states.
只需考虑强度，不用考虑变形。
Note that 6 load combinations
有
have now
6
been
种
generated. We
载
can
重
review
组
these by
合，
selecting
可以
and
选
clicking
择
the
一个看
Modify
一下。
Show button. Note
看一
that the
下
third combination is
所以是
1.2 dead
静载
plus live
1.2
plus
活
1.6
载
wind,
1，风力1.6乘以
while the fourth
第
is
4个
the
low
same,
case，
but with wind applied
它只是
with a
风
negative
变成
factor.
负1.6，往另外一边吹。OK，
The model is now complete, and we are ready to analyze the
现在
model.
可以分析了。
Click on the Analyze Run
跑
Analysis command
分析
and set the modal case to do not run,
不要
as
做
we wish to
模
do a
态，
static analysis only.
把它按成不要跑，不要做模态，
Click on the
其
Run
他
Now
都
button.
要跑。跑
After the
以后
analysis
就
is complete, the
得
active
到结
window
果。
is updated with the deformed shape. Make sure that the left window is active
左边
and click on the Display
按
Show Forces
看
command and
力
select
量
frames.
量的力量，
Here you can choose the
你可以
load
选
case
择不同的 low case，
and type of force
或
to
者
be
是静
displayed.
载，按静载，然后看静
A
载
right
的
mouse
载
click
重，
on an individual member
可以按随便一个
will
量，
bring up detailed force
按右键
diagrams for that particular
你可以
member.
看到它的载重状况。
Next, click on the
下一个
Display Show Deformed
看
Shape command.
变形，活载重的变形。
Similar to the forces, a right
你
mouse
可以
click on a
按右
joint
键，
will
就
display
你
the
看到
displacements
所
for
有
that
的焦
particular
点，它的位
location.
移，还有它的旋转。
We are now ready to start the design phase.
现在可以
Returning
设
to the
计，
design menu, we will again select
还
the
用
View
钢结构
Revise
设
Preferences
计，
command for steel frame design.
看要用什么样的规
Here we
范。
previously set the design code to
刚才已经设
AISC
定 ISC 了，
360-05, but this form is also where other design
其他
parameters
人可
can
以
be
改变。
controlled. It is always a good idea to review
OK
these before starting a design. Next, go to
现在
Design,
设
Steel
计，
Frame Design, and click on the Start Design of
按
Structure
开始
command.
设计。
After the design is complete,
设
the
计完了
design
以后，
sections are displayed.
设计
If
的
we
结
window
果
in, we can
可以
see that
看
the
到，
program
蓝色
designed
就
the
是0
bottom
到
chords
0.5
as single objects, even though
它
for
的
analysis they were meshed into smaller elements.
下方
A
的
right
那
mouse
一
click
条
on a
是只
design
有
member
一个尺寸，按右键，
will bring up stress
你可
check
以看到
information,
它的
including the governing load combination.
那个决定性的载
Note
重，
that the design
然后
section
它的
differs from the analysis
它
section,
的
so another analysis should be run, iterating until the two sections
你可
are
以看
the
到
same.
上面分析和
Clicking on
设
the
计是
Details
不一样的
button
尺寸，
brings up
所
a
以你还要
calculation sheet
再继
with
续
all
run
of the
run 到
pertinent
2个尺
design
寸一样。
values.
这是里面的一些 detail。 所以0.471是它的现在的
Having run the
那个
analysis and design several additional
应
times,
力
as a
状
last
况，
step, one should check that the design and analysis sections
再来
match
设计
by clicking on the Verify Analysis versus
确
Design
认
section command.
设计和分析，确定所有都 OK 了，
One should also check that all members
然后
pass the
设
stress
定
check.
是不是所有的 member 都 pass 它的强度，来确定所有 member 都 passed。好，
This concludes
好，
this
绿色是
tutorial.
0.5到0.7哈，然后黄色是0.7到0.9的应力这样子哈。那所以没有红色就是 OK 了。